Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video we will see how to use the Azure AI Foundry and Python SDK to create a simple chat app. So I will log on to the Azure AI Foundry portal and take it from there. Okay, I'm logged on to the Azure AI Foundry portal, which is https ai.azure.com, and you sign in using your Azure credentials. Now, if you're getting any tips or quick start pans that are opened the first time you sign in, just skip them. And if necessary, use the Azure AI Foundry logo at the top left to navigate to the home page like this. And in the home page, in the Explore Models and Capabilities, under here, search for GPT-4 model number, which we will use in our project. So search for a model here. Okay, not the GPT-5, we'll have to use GPT-4. I'll go here again, search for a model here. Here you go. Click on it. You will see the details. Then in the top of the page for the model, you can use this model like this. You name the project here. So when you will get this prompt to create a project, enter a valid name for your project and expand advanced options. So you can say Python. It will create these two resources. You click on create. Now, when you will see, if it does not pick up the correct options like Azure AI Foundry resource subscription, which is your Azure subscription, the resource group, which is a resource group in your Azure subscription, and you can select any Azure AI Foundry recommended region. Okay, here you have it. I have my deployment ready with the name, with the deployment type, and all the details that I should have with the resource, location, capacity, content safety, version upgrade policy, authentication type, and model version as well, right? So when you click create, you have to wait for the project to be created. Now, as soon as you get this prompt to deploy the GPT-4 model using the global standard deployment type and customize the deployment details to set a tokens per minute rate limit of 50K of the maximum available. If less than 50K, I have this, right? So tokens per minute. Now, when your project is created, the chat playground will be opened automatically so you can test your model, right? So I'll hit deploy. I will wait for it. Now we have to wait until this is created. You see this open in playground. Now in the setup pane, you see this the setup for this project, right? This is my project name, deployments GPT-4, and when you will see, you will note the name of your model deployment, which should be GPT-4o, because that's what I selected. See this, right? You can confirm this by viewing the deployment in the models and endpoints. This is an endpoint. This is deployment info. Here is the name, deployment type, which is global standard. Now, in the navigation pan on the left, select overview to see the main page of your project. Here it is, which should look like this. You should have endpoints and keys, Azure AI Foundry project endpoint, project details at the bottom, the one that you selected, which are coming from your Azure portal. Now we have to create a client application to chat with the model. Now that we have deployed a model, we can use the Azure AI Foundry and Azure OpenAI SDKs to develop an application that chats with it. We have to prepare the application configuration as well. Now in the Azure AI Foundry portal, view the overview page of your project like I'm doing now. In the endpoints and keys areas, ensure that the Azure AI Foundry library is created, is selected, and view the Azure AI Foundry project endpoint. This is selected and this is my endpoint, the one that I've highlighted. Now we will use this endpoint to connect to the project and model in a client application. I will have to open up a new browser, keeping the Azure AI Foundry portal open in the existing tab. I will go to portal.azure.com. Here it is on my homepage, and sign in with your Azure credentials if you get a prompt, or if you're already signed in, good for you. Now close any welcome notifications to see the Azure portal homepage. You might get some, right? So now you will have to launch the Cloud Shell in the Azure portal, selecting a PowerShell environment with no storage in your subscription. I'll click on it. It is requesting a Cloud Shell, and I've already selected default as PowerShell. Otherwise, it would have given me an option to switch to PowerShell. Connecting to terminal. All right. Now the Cloud Shell will provide a command line interface in a pane at the bottom of the Azure portal. I can resize or maximize this pane to make it easier to work in. Now in the Cloud Shell toolbar, in the settings menu, select Go to Classic. So in the setting, go to Classic version. I'll just do this. All right. The reason I'm going to the classic, I went to classic version because this will be required to use the code editor. Now in the Cloud Shell pane, enter the following commands that I'm entering to clone the GitHub repo containing the code files for this video. All right, so I'll bring my cursor and I'll do rm ms learn f git clone. I'll type in and come back. Okay, I use git clone https GitHub, Microsoft Learning, MS Learn AI Studio, MS Learn AI Foundry, and it has completed the command. Now, as you enter commands into the Cloud Shell, the output may take up a large amount of screen buffer. You can clear the screen by entering the CLS command to make it easier to focus on each task. Depends upon you. Now, after the repo has been cloned, navigate to the folder containing the chat application code files and view them. So I'll do cd MS Learn AI Foundry lab files, chat app, Python. I'll do ls -a -l. Here you have it. Now the folder contains a code file as well as a configuration file for application settings, and a file defining the project runtime and package requirements. Now in the Cloud Shell command line pane, enter the following command that I will enter to install the libraries we will use. Python m venv lab environment, and then the activate.ps1 script, and then pip install requirements.txt Azure Identity Azure AI Projects OpenAI. Hit enter. It is downloading all the files, all the libraries. All right. Now enter the following command to edit the configuration file that has been provided. I'll do code env. The file is open in a code editor. Now in the code file, replace the your project endpoint placeholder with the Azure AI Foundry project endpoint for our project. Now I'll go back here. This is the endpoint that I will copy and I will do it here. All right. And your model deployment placeholder with the name of your GPT-4 model deployment. Okay. After we have done this, I'll do save or Control S to save our changes, and then use the Control Q command or right click quit to come out of the editor. Now write code to connect to your project and chat with your model. So I'll do code chat app.py. Now in the code file, note the existing statements that have been added at the top of the file to import the necessary SDK namespaces. Then find the comment, add references. Here it is. And add the following code to reference the namespaces and the libraries you installed previously. Here you go. All right. Now in the main function under the comment get configuration settings, which is this, note that the code loads the project connection string and model deployment name values you defined in the project. It should have done that. I don't know why it is not. I'll paste it here. GPT. Do it right. Again, no harm in this because the values are same. All right. Find the comment, initialize the project client. Here, enter, and add the following code, which is this. Again, find the comment, get a chat client, and add the following code, OpenAI client. Now find the comment, initialize prompt with system message, and add this. Note that the code includes a loop to allow a user to input a prompt until they enter quit. Now then in the loop section, find the comment, get a chat completion, and add the following code. Here it is. Here it is. Now do a Control S and quit. Now I'll do AZ login. So you must sign into Azure even though the Cloud Shell session is already authenticated. Enter the code. Yes. Yes. Continue. Here it is. Okay. I'll do one. I'll do. Now that I've logged in, I'll do Python. I'm running this code to run the application. Let's see how it works. It should have prompted me to enter a question such as what is the fastest animal on earth, or where can I see one? Are they endangered? But I don't know why this not worked. It says file this, line 38, prompt, indentation error, unexpected incident. Okay, line 38. So I'll do initialize the prompt with this message. Maybe this will fix it. I'll again do Python chat app. Python chat. Let me check it again. All right, I fixed all the indentation errors as well. Let's do this. Parameter endpoint must not be none. Let me check it again. This is not in here. I will check the endpoint. This is also not none. This one, okay. Enter the prompt. Finally, it worked. Earth. What is the closest planet to Earth? Resource not found. Okay. Is the fastest animal on Earth. So this is the repo file that I've loaded. Maybe it's not working properly because it is asking me to enter a prompt. The chat deployment that I've done using Python SDK, but it's not giving me the proper replies. Okay, let's see if I do quit. It exists. It existed in me, and then let me ask a simple question, right? So we tried to use the Azure AI Foundry SDK to create a client application for a Gen AI model that we deployed in the Azure AI Foundry project, but fixing all the codes, deployments, I'm not getting the expected answer. But you should also try this lab. Go on Microsoft Learn and find this topic. You will get the step-by-step instructions to do this lab. Go and have a good time. So after you've finished exploring Azure AI Foundry portal, you should delete the resources you have created in this while doing this lab to avoid any unnecessary Azure cost. Okay, how will you do it? You go to Azure. Here. And go to resource groups. Do this RGPYT, the one that we created. Just delete the resource group. Like this. I delete the previous one as well. Okay. I hope this video was informative for all of you. If you have any queries, please mention them in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.